The Stone Wars finally begin. For real this time. Hey everyone, welcome to Princess Gay. I'm your host Connie, and today we are here with my blind reaction to Dr. Stone Stone Wars, episode 8. And we are finally here at the beginning of the actual Stone Wars. The entire first 7 episodes of this season was basically set up. It was the building up to the wars. It was the preparation. And we got a little bit of the preamble of the war itself in the last couple episodes with, having to rescue Chrome from the prison and everything. Dealing with the former police officer, Yo, and everything that went along with that. But it didn't go as much into any actual battle. But now we're finally heading there because we got Chrome out. We have Ukyo as a new member of the squad, a new member of the Kingdom of Science who is on our side. And we're going to finally lead the assault into the cave to try and take that over, because that's the Miracle Cave is basically the big thing that both sides require, Tsukasa has figured out that's what they're going to do, though. And after discovering the phone, he's panicked. There's strong implication that Hyoga is going to be more of the actual final villain of this arc, of this season. And I very much could see that happening because they made a point of showcasing how different Hyoga and Tsukasa are in terms of their ideologies. And just, Tsukasa's actually a good person. He's just doing bad things because he believes it's necessary to save people. Hyoga, not so much. He's just kind of crazy. from what we're seeing and everything. He even gave this look, I believe it was just last episode, that was like, oh yeah, that's concerning. Just the look he's giving. But it's going to be interesting to see how this season ends up closing out, how it ends up really wrapping up and all. We got a few episodes after this, of course, so we're not quite at the end. We're pretty much close, but, I'm just curious as to how this is going to go. Because we know that Tsukasa's willing to fight if he needs to. He doesn't want to, but he's willing to. He won't hold back on that regard. If he feels it's necessary, again, to protect his cause, which is saving people and creating a world that's free from, the pains of the old one. He has good intent, just not the best execution. And I'm just, I don't know how this is going to go down. Part of me is worried, but the fact is, they've pledged themselves so hard to this bloodless siege, I have to assume it's going to remain, at least mostly so. Hyoga, again, is going to be the biggest problem, and he's probably going to draw blood on someone. But no one's going to die. No, definitely no one is going to die. And the Kingdom of Science will not harm anyone themselves. They're going to make sure of that. One of the more emotional parts of the last episode, though, was when Taiju arrived at the camp. And, everyone just was, in awe. Oh my god, her name is escaping my mind. Starts with a K. Oh my god. What the fuck? What is my mind? What is my brain? Girl from Dr. Stone. Yeah, you, not Yuzuriha. Kohaku. Thank you, God. I have no... my mind completely just broke there, and I don't know why. But yeah, Kohaku's reaction to him Like just the gentlest, happiest look on her face. It's like I've never even seen your face, but I know instantly who you are. And her it just they've become a family. The Kingdom of Science, the village, Ishitani village, and Senku have become so much of a family at this point that when she saw Taiju, she was so excessively happy because she knew how much that meant to Senku, and because it meant so much to him, it has come to mean so much to her as well. And we see how how Senku himself reacted to seeing Taiju and Yuzuriha again. Like obviously he was ecstatic, even if he won't admit it, even if he's trying to be all sciency and all technical. It's like, oh, this is like good for us and everything, and it's like you're good to have around. He loves him. He loves the shit out of him. Like he's not going to admit it because it's Senku, but he's a very emotional person. And it's one of my favorite things about this series and about his character. Because it's like you see how caring and loving he is. Like his entire goal of rescuing everyone is not because it's good for the human race, not because it's uh good for science or whatnot, not because of anything like that. It's because he just wants to do it. Again, he'll argue that and he'll say, "Oh, it's useful to do that." And sure, I'm not saying it's not, but that's not the reason why. That's just a bonus to him. His reason for wanting to rescue and save everyone, the reason he gave Yuzuriha the secret mission of putting these, using adhesive to put these statues back together to try and see if that could, like, resurrect them and everything. He's doing this because he's a good, genuine person who has an extremely strong moral compass and cares about humanity. As much as he tries to deny it. And he absolutely gets that from his father. His father was the same way. His father was such a caring, loving person. An absolute goofus of a man, but a caring and loving person nonetheless. And they may not be biologically related some fucking how. I still don't understand that because they look exactly alike. But they are absolutely just as much father and son as anyone would be. And Senku in season 1 showed enough of that when he with his reaction to what his father had done and everything. Like, he got super fucking emotional. This series impresses the shit out of me. Like, this series is everything I didn't even know I wanted. It's so well made. It's so funny. It's so smart. Not everything's amazing. Like, there's some gags that they do that I may not be the biggest fan of, just personally. But they, kind of, go against a lot of, typical tropes with a lot of these shows. Like, there's not really any fan service. I think I've talked about this before. And when you think they're going to do one thing, like one certain trope, they actually kind of turn it around and switch things up a little bit. Not to mention all the actual science in it, that's real science, is just really fucking cool. It's just cool. It's just, there's so much to love about this series. And I'm just excited to see more of it at this point. I really am. So, let's get into this episode and see what we have in store as the Stone Wars really start. Hold up just a sec. Before you click that link down in the description below to get to today's video, I want to remind you of all the awesome content we have both on this channel and the Princess of Gaming channel. Let's check it out. And we are back, and we'll begin with spoilers in 3, 2, 1, now. It just keeps being so goddamn good. It it's shocking how quickly it can go by too. I mean, we've obviously talked about this plenty before on the channel, so many times. Um, it's just the age old adage of like time flies when you're having fun, and it's something that I don't entirely understand. It's science, interestingly enough, but it's the basic concept. I think is just that because you're so into something, you don't notice the time passing. You're so invested, it like it allows you to like just feel like it's going quicker. It's basically tricking your mind. And I'm sure there's like more clever ways to put it, more scientific ways to describe this phenomenon, but I feel like that's the big gist of it. That your mind is being tricked into thinking time is moving faster because you're just so invested that you don't notice how much time has gone by. Comparing to like if you're watching an episode of a show that you don't like, that you actively, let's say, are actively super bored by, for example, it's going to feel like it's going on forever because you're kind of just waiting for it to end. You're bored by it, so it feels slower than it actually is. Even if both episodes had like this exact same runtime, it's taking the exact same amount of time, but your mind is being tricked into feeling that time as being longer or shorter based on your level of investment in what's happening on screen. It's really fascinating, honestly. Um, and when you really think about it, not that much even happened in this episode. It's like they had the 20-second assault on the cave, the brief victory and prep for the plans after, and then the assault by Tsukasa and Hyoga. And that was the three things that happened this episode. But it's what went on during them and the exciting moments that like occurred within them that is what allowed them to truly come alive. The different things that happened in the initial 20-second attack on the cave, the ways they brought down their opponents, even the clever way Taiju prepared the scream and everything. It's like it was all so like smart and well thought out. It was exciting to see all of it like put into action and seeing all the characters execute it so well. Like they even planned for the reporter chick, whose name I can't remember right now. It said it in the episode, I just can't think of it. But it even planned for her and everything, and seeing her like trying to run away and reports and everything, but they were ready to go after her as well. And I want to talk about that because that was like the most fan servicey moment of this entire series so far. Because here's the thing, there's been like there were moments in season 1 where it's like showed Kohaku like fishing and stuff, and she was in like very minimal clothing because of that, but that wasn't fan service because that was done, that had a canon like logical reason for her to be dressed like that, for, you know, diving into the water and getting fish and everything, or even just standing around in the water. And the guys were wearing that kind of thin outfit too, so that their normal clothing didn't get soaked and, you know, become heavy, and it could, you know, affect their health and whatnot. It makes a lot of logical sense that they would dress down like that when engaging in that kind of stuff. And again, it's entirely equal. It shows the guys doing it too, and it's not there to entice anyone. It's there purely for practical reasons. This is the first time that there's been like actual fan service. Like seeing her, like the way she was running away, the focus on like her breasts and the way they, let's be honest, were kind of bouncing. It's like that was the only fan service we've had. And again, it wasn't even that bad. It wasn't like I've seen fan service in so many other anime, and it's like this was really, really light. It was not that bad. It was not like that. It wasn't even like offensive fan service either, because it's like, oh, this girl who has, you know, large breasts is running away in a way to where, yeah, they would be bouncing. And it's like, it's not necessarily meant to be like super sexually enticing or anyway or anything. She's just kind of a ditzy character who would act like that. So again, the fan service feels natural in its execution rather than a lot of these shows out there that just throw it in for the sake of having it and for the sake of sexually enticing its viewers. Like, you cannot compare this to the negative fan service with like Tamaki in Fire Force. It's not on the same level in any way, shape, or form. And again, it was super brief too. The tickling thing was a little weird, but it incapacitated her. It worked. It was a valid way to do so. And it was a way to do so non-violently. That's important because that was, again, their goal. So, everything is just working out. Ukyo did take the hit to protect the others there, to protect Senku and all. And he's definitely injured. I think he'll be okay, but he's definitely injured. And now it's just a matter of whatever Senku's plan here, going back into the Miracle Cave and diving with that syringe or whatever in towards the fluid is. Because he definitely has a plan. I just have no idea what it's going to end up being. It's really interesting to see how this is going to go down. Because I do feel like we're going to be, like, winning this for the Kingdom of Science in a non-violent way. We're going to find some way to turn Tsukasa around here. Hyoga, I don't know, but we're going to find some way to at least turn Tsukasa around. Also, the moment where they're, like, all standing up with Senku and, like, and Kohaku gives the introduction for the Kingdom of Science, it's like, that got to me. Like, that was so hype that it, like, I was tearing up. No joke. I mentioned before, I'm a bit of a crybaby. I cry really easily. And it's not just for sad things or whatnot. I cry, like, during extremely hype moments a lot of the time. Because it's like, it gets me emotional. That's just the best way to put it. Extreme hype gets me emotional. And so I was getting emotional there. Because it feels like we earned that introduction. Everything that has been worked up to, the fact that they like the chief, the former chief and all, are calling Senku not just their leader but their friend. That's how close they've gotten. I was talking about that in the pre-thoughts. I was actively talking about that in the pre-thoughts too. But the fact that like it feels like that introduction Kohaku gives here is something we have worked up to and earned. Something that came from everything that Senku and everyone else like put forward. It feels like this grand big moment because it is. And all it is a cool little introduction. Calling back to the first time Kohaku and Tsukasa met back in season 1. It's it's not really on the surface that exciting. It's the context surrounding it and everything that again led to this moment that makes it exciting. That's what's so good about it. And that's why I'm so excited to see like how this concludes. Because again, Senku would not go into this without a backup plan. Like he was very prepared with the instant gunpowder starter kit, but you know he would have a backup plan just in case something went wrong. Like he's carrying a glass jar with this stuff in it. Anything could happen. And we see at the end there, again, he has that syringe or whatever, and he's running back into the cave to go towards the nitric acid, the guano. He absolutely had another plan. I don't know what it is, but still. It's just, I have no idea what he's going to do, but I think whatever it is might win Tsukasa over. I still say Hyoga's going to be the final villain of this arc. I don't know if he'll be won over at all. It's really hard to say, honestly. But I think Tsukasa will be won over in the next episode. I think it just feels like the right time for that to happen. I just have no clue what's going to happen to cause it. But this is like, this is hype. This is exciting. I think I keep saying it. Like, I think I said it last episode or whatnot. But, like, when I first started this series, I never thought it was going to be this good. Honestly, I expected to drop it. I am so glad to be wrong. It is one of the most exciting wrongs I've gotten. One of the most exciting times to have been proven wrong. This series is just fantastic. And hopefully it continues to be for the next seasons. And I definitely believe it will, but I'm just very excited at this point to see what it is that convinces Tsukasa. What is going to be the game changer here? That I feel is important. But we'll find out next time. So tell me your thoughts down in the comments below. And for now, I'm Connie and I'm signing off. See y'all next time.